Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we're going to have Mark. Mark is from Bulgaria. So let's see what Mark has to say. Enjoy the interview.
You know.
Okay. Hello, Mark.
Hi, how are you, William?
I'm very well. How are you doing today?
Not too bad, not too bad.
My God, look your background. Wow.
Yeah. I'm in friend's yard right now. I'm not in my place in Toronto because it's so no. I'm moving to Spain, so it's kind of a transition.
Oh my God, you're in Toronto now and you are moving to Spain.
Yeah,
Where's about in Spain you are moving to?
but north of Valencia, in a
Okay.
small town right on the beach. It's gonna
My
be
God.
awesome.
Amazing. And you are from Toronto in Canada.
Yeah, that's where I lived the last 15 years.
Wow. And where are you from originally?
Originally from Bulgaria.
Oh my God, amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
I can see some there is a dog in your lap. I can see just the ears.
Yes. Yes.
Who is that?
This is Fozzie,
Hello,
and
Fozzie.
he just likes to be close to me all the time. He's a
Oh.
baby.
So tell me how is being your day today, Mark?
Not bad. I had to deal with some stuff. I just mentioned that I just sold my place in Toronto, so I was dealing with some lawyer issues, not issues, but information gathering, things like that. It's all good.
So tell me why the change from Bulgaria and you've been living on for 15 years.
Oh, that's no. I mean, that I've been in Canada for 28 years now, so it's a big journey for me. First, I came to Canada for work. Then I realized, oh, why don't I stay? Just I stayed, and things started moving around, and it came home. And I moved to what 3 different cities in Canada, end up in Toronto for the last 15 years, and now it's just time for another change. Uh-oh.
Amazing, right? So tell me, what do you do for work, for living, Mark?
Well, this is one of the reasons I'm moving. I'm changing my career again. For the last 10, 15 years, I've been doing massage therapy, and I'm also doctor of osteopathy. So I've been dealing a lot with people's bodies and fixing them. And now I have arthritis in my hands. So I can't do this job anymore. So I figured out I need to change careers, but it's pretty expensive to live in Toronto, and you
Hmm.
have to have serious kind of well-paying job to do that. And I'm 55. It's time for a change, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
go back to computer work and things like that. But I can do it from the beach instead of being stuck in a big city.
And why Spain? Just because of the weather, or there is some connection with you?
No, no connections. Just the weather is amazing when you're right on the Mediterranean, and it's more affordable than Toronto right now. So it's nice, and also Europe is your oyster once you're there. It's easy to go and visit places, and yeah.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm coming to Canada in 12 days.
Oh, nice. Where
Yeah,
are you gonna be?
I'm going to Montreal.
Montreal. Yeah,
So my best friend, he lives there. And my godson is going to be 4 years old. So I'm coming for his birthday.
that's nice. You're from Brazil, right?
I'm really from Brazil and I've been living in London for the last, my God, maybe 19 years, 18 years, long
Yeah.
time.
Time flies.
Amazing. Shh, it's okay. Mark, before we start our journey
Yeah.
within the Magic Box, I would you like you to tell me something interesting about yourself?
Interesting about myself. Well, Mark is not my real name. Mark is my stage name. My real name is actually Alex, and Marc Angelo, it comes from my second name and last name. My real name is Alex Marco D'Angelo, so Marc Angelo. The
Yes.
name is Italian because I'm half Italian, even though I grew up in Bulgaria. So that's kind of interesting. And by stage name, I mean I'm adult content, that
Hmm.
kind of stage.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's interesting. That's a bit different. What else? What else? What else? I mean, I already told you about the biggest right now excitement in my life, the big move. It's a big move. A lot of people say you're crazy, you're going all the way there, and I'm like, nope, nothing crazy about it. just think, decide, and do stuff. You shouldn't just be stuck all your life in one place and do the same thing, and just enjoy life. It's short. Let's live it.
I really admire your move, your goals. I admire the way you're approaching life. I think that's exactly how I think. It's never too early. It's never too late. We know our time. We know when things happen. We feel it. Our intuition. I think the intuition is the biggest tool that we have. If you feel like, okay, as you said, you are literally crossing the world back to Europe, and why not?
Why not?
Amazing.
Why not?
Okay, so during the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life and also about your point of views, okay?
Yeah.
Mark, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
If I remember them, absolutely, I'll do that.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got here my best friend, full of fun questions, okay? So I'm just going to play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, right?
Sure. No problem.
Let's do it. Yes, you can always join me, dancing. So before we start the journey, during the show, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Yeah.
First question for you is, tell us about your earliest memory in life.
Oh, earliest. You know what? It's kind of funny, but I think it's probably the one that shaped my love to the sea and the beach. I remember grabbing my mom's brassiere. She's swimming in the ocean. Well, in the sea. Sorry, that was the Black Sea. And I grab her in the brassiere, and she's swimming, and I'm like flapping behind her, and water everywhere, and I'm loving it, and I'm giggling, and I'm laughing. I think that's probably one of the earliest memories in my life, and I love it because these memories of being on the beach just kind of
Wow.
stuck with me. Yeah, I think that's the earliest. Yeah.
It's nice. And do you have a big family or not?
Not anymore. I'm 55. Most of my family, kind of older generations, are gone. I have a brother and sister back in Bulgaria. I have an aunt and a couple of cousins, but yeah, most of my old generations are gone. So
I see.
when you're getting older, the families get smaller and smaller.
Yeah, I think that's how life goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's happening.
true.
Next question. Hey, Mark. Next question is talking about family. If you could spend the entire day with a family member, who that would be and why?
Oh, absolutely, my aunt. My aunt is, I call her an angel. She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. I love her to pieces. It's funny, she loves me too. Like, uh, it's always been extreme pleasure being around her. I have a lot of memories with her, and yeah, I love her. I would spend not just one day. I would spend like a week or a month, no problem with her.
Oh,
She's an amazing person. Yeah.
wow. Tell me, since you left Bulgaria, do you come back sometimes? How is your
I
connection?
I did once. In 2000 was the last time I went there. Now, because it's too far from Toronto, I haven't been a lot back a lot. But now, when I'm in Spain, it's gonna be much easier. So I'm gonna visit more.
Next question. Right. So before the next question, tell me for you, when was the moment that you thought about the idea of creating adult content?
Hmm. It wasn't that I had the idea, but okay, let me start back a little bit. For me, it started with photos on sites. Back in the day, there was some called Big Muscle Bear and stuff. I didn't look like a big muscle bear. I didn't have big muscles or anything, but I needed to start working on my own introvert issues. I used to be painfully shy, and not. I mean, painfully is probably even lightweight to put it. I used to be pathologically shy. It was so bad. If I go to a place, a bar or something, and I start shaking and sweating when I feel any looks on me, eyes on me, and I just go to a corner with my beer and just sit and do nothing, it was pathetic. I realize that now. So I started working on it probably 20 some years ago. And this pushing myself out of my comfort zone started with the photos on these websites. Um, and one day I received a message, very interesting message, from a producer or owner of a studio that used to be, big back in the day. Again, I'm dating myself, but that was 19, 20 years ago. So the studio was a Butch Bear, and I remember the message exactly to the day. It was very interesting. It said, "Would you be interested in to partake in an adult entertainment feature?" It's very kind of interesting lingo. Of course, I said, yes, but I don't think I'm anything like a porn star. I don't look like it. I don't think I'll be good for that. And in the meantime, I'm looking at the pictures of all the guys that they work with, and they're like all these burly muscle bears. And, it was, and I'm like, why do you want me for? Um, anyway, so I said, yeah, sure, let's try. So I did that, and it was a great experience. And that's how it started. I didn't I didn't look for it. I didn't pursue it myself. It just by chance it started. And again, that became more of a self-therapy for me. It
Mhm.
helped me get out of my shell. And again, 19 years ago, it's the rest is history. I've done a lot and a lot and a lot out there. Um,
Wow,
I'm definitely not same introverted person anymore. I have no problem getting into a bar or any place like that. I would have died before. Now it's just comfortable and I'm fine with it. And it worked, the self therapy.
it's so fascinating that because those opportunities in life came for you to literally challenge yourself and get you out of your comfort zone. As you said, it's
Exactly.
a therapy. It's a totally therapy.
Yeah.
Wow,
Sadly, a lot of people, even though they get the chance, they would not push themselves. And that's, for me, I'm very, very happy that I at least have the ability to push myself. The problems are there, the issues are there, the self-confidence, all this stuff, they exist with everyone. But I was able to push myself, and that helped me. I'm not delusional. I know that there are a lot of people out there might not like what they see. I'm not for everybody. So it's any other adult entertainment. There, it's essentially there is something for everyone. It's never, one same look to fit everybody's likes and desires. So people need to understand that, and just be more comfortable with their own in their own skin and with themselves, and that should be something that everybody needs to strive for. Just be comfortable with who you are. That's it.
totally. And I think nowadays people they are more open-minded about it. People they understand more. I think nowadays, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
with social media, people they are exposing more themselves. I think those platforms nowadays, where
Yeah.
people they post a lot of content. I think that helps people to be more open, to be less judgmental, and more understanding as well.
Hmm.
True. Next question.
Yeah.
Right. What's the most memorable lesson you've learned from your parents?
Hmm. That's a very good question. Um, don't waste your time with stupid things. Just live your life to the fullest at the moment. Don't don't look don't try to find things to create things for the future necessarily. Just live it today, live it, the life you have right now, because you don't know, the tomorrow is not promised, right? uh, Nobody knows anything about tomorrow, so today is today, live it today. I know a lot of people say that, but a lot of people don't understand what it means and how to apply it in life. So I think that's something that I learned from my mom. Yeah.
And how was for you growing up as a gay boy back in Bulgaria?
No, I wasn't um, out. I wasn't a gay boy. I mean, I was a gay boy. I had absolutely no experiences, nothing, until I moved to Canada. I started late. I'm a late bloomer when it comes to that. However, I get caught up really fast.
That's what matters. You make, as you said, you catch up faster.
Yeah.
Amazing. Ready for another question?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next one. Next question for you is, who is your biggest hero?
That is a very interesting question. You know what? I would go down to earth, and I would say my aunt. Just the same aunt I mentioned to you. She's she's again, she's my hero. She's my hero. I mean, there are lots of celebrities or something that people can think about, but for me, she is my hero.
Oh, tell me something, Mark. When was the moment that you realized that she was very important for you, your aunt? Tell me if you remember, like how the connection started.
Oh my God! Since probably I was like a toddler, I guess. I mean, I've always been very, very close to her. She she keeps showing me from time to time that photo of myself. I was on her wedding, and I was 4 years old, and I was in this little tiny black suit and tiny little kid, and she keeps saying how much she loves that. It was really cool.
And tell me, did you ever open to her about being gay?
Yes, yes. She knows it. She loves me. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's yeah,
This,
absolutely zero issue.
do you think? Do you
Never.
think before you told her, do you think she knew it?
I can't tell you. I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. I never asked her. That's an interesting question. Maybe I should have asked her. Yeah, but you know what? Even though I needed, I knew it myself inside of me, because you're born that way, right? I never had experiences back in Bulgaria because I didn't know anybody who was gay. I mean, I'm pretty sure I knew gay men because there are many men around me. I just didn't know that they're gay.
Yeah.
So without that connection and that relation to a community or to some other gay men, I just I wasn't acting on it. I wasn't, like, it was deep inside me. That's it. So I don't know how would she know, because I never talked about it. It was never part of me, of my life at that point. So
I see. All right. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Mark. Next question is, what makes you most uncomfortable about dating?
oh, the whining and dining phase.
I like that.
It just, I don't know. I'm impatient. I just wanna get to know it faster than playing around this dance or beating around the bush or trying to, you know, say to, when people start saying, I like long walks on the beach and chocolate covered strawberries and champagne. Please give me a break. Just talk straight. Let's talk about the reality. What do you like? What do you want? Who you are. Just skip the bullshit. And that's what I'm saying. Because sometimes those dates, with the whining and dining, are very, most of the times kind of fake. People try to present themselves the way they want to be seen or the way they think they want to be seen, instead of showing themselves for who they are, and that creates problems afterwards. So why just keep that, just go straight to the reality. Otherwise you're wasting your time and somebody else's time.
And how is the gay life in Toronto, in your opinion? How is being gay there?
Oh, Toronto is huge. It's the biggest city in Canada. It's lots of gays. That's never been an issue.
I see. All right. Next question. Right. Before the next question, being a massage therapist, yeah, I'm sure you deal with a lot of energy, yeah? Energy from your clients, energy, it's like sharing energy, yeah?
Yes.
Sometimes with positive, sometimes with negative energy.
Yes.
How, in your opinion, through your career, did you create like a mechanism to protect yourself through, taking some negative energy to your personal life, if you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How
Actually,
did you, how
it's
did
a
you do
huge
that?
point. Not a lot of people know that or understand it, but to be honest, they actually taught us that in school. It's called transference, counter-transference, things like that. Um, it's very important and it's huge. And it's until you experience it, you wouldn't even have any idea how really it works. It's very, very big. I've had back in the day when I started in the clinic that I worked in the beginning. I've experienced it so I don't know, like, okay, I'll tell you the story so you figure out what exactly I'm talking about. There was this lady that I worked on for probably several weeks, once a week. Every time she comes, I felt completely drained after that. I was like, I just want to go sit or lay down somewhere or just go home. I can't deal with anything anymore. Um, Literally drained me mentally and emotionally and physically. So after several weeks, she stopped coming. And me and the supervisor there, we were talking. That lady, she was always, here. She was, and he said, she's been doing this for a few years now. But he said, what happened? She got cancer and she passed away within like probably they said until since the moment she knew it, about 12 days. So
Wow.
I mean, it didn't take that much, but she had it obviously earlier. But I'm saying that this is something that because she had it, because she was sick, it transferred every single time. And it was draining my energy. It was so bad. So that was my very first experience. It was really hard, especially when you know what happened at the end. But then during my practice, I had a lot of times when I get, people who are very, I don't know, like I would say bitchy, but it's not even that. But they just you don't want to be around them. That kind of a feeling. It's so even unpleasant to be in the same room with them. And on the other end of the spectrum, there are people who they just make me laugh and just joke and all the time, like such a I can go a whole day and not get tired. And this is so big. It's huge. This transference of energy and emotion through touch and being close to somebody. It's huge. And your question was, how do I protect myself? It's hard to do that. Um, they taught us to kind of have a little bit of to be mindful about it because it's very important because you want to know where it is coming from, but also to try to do meditation and things like that to kind of rid yourself of bad thoughts, bad feelings. When it's a good thought, don't want to get rid of it, but the bad ones, the bad feelings and energy, you should be able to kind of learn to just get off of it.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. Next question is, who do you count the most for help?
Do I count? Well, I have these amazing friends here. One is just passing by, and that's the two of them. I'm really the ones that I always come for help because they've always been there for me, and they're amazing. I love them, and they're always there to help me. And now, as I said, I'm in this transition between my place being sold in Toronto, and my flight to Madrid. So I'm here in their place and living right here with them, and it's amazing. They're just the best friends ever.
Next question, Mark. Let's do it. Right before the next one, tell me when was the moment that you realized that, okay, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to go back to Europe. That was exactly moment, a day. Can you remember the day when you made the decision?
No, I don't think it was exact day. Um, it started because my health thing, my hands, and I started thinking, okay, what can I do? What can be the next thing? I started realizing slowly that I can't really live comfortably in a big city here, because financially it's becoming very busy. And also, the biggest thing is that I'm not taking advantage of living in the big city. The last 7 years, I would say, I haven't gone much out. Um, and just it comes with age, I
Yeah.
become more comfortable, spending time at home with the little doggy and friends, and just watching TV and having nice dinner with a glass of wine, instead of going out. And this just for when I was young, like 15 years ago, I did that quite a bit. I went out, I went dancing, and this and partying, but now it's not me anymore. So essentially, I've changed that way, and I'm not taking advantage of living in that big city. I don't go out to eat. They have fantastic places to eat in Toronto. Of course, it's very multinational and there's lots of different cuisines. My favorite, just to plug it in here, was always the Brazilian um, steakhouse, because I love meat. I'm a meatitarian. So not taking advantage of being in a big city and just being super expensive to live in it for no reason. I figured let me see what I can do, where I can do, where I can go, and I started doing a little bit of research. And um, Spain and that place, especially where I'm moving on the Mediterranean, it just kind of checked all boxes. And I figured, okay, that's where it's gonna be. And I started comparing different things. Like you do things like healthcare, um, pension, connection, like tax breaks with connected to Canada and stuff. And now also, of course, as a European citizen, I can live and work there, no problem. So that had to be part of it. The weather, it's phenomenal right there on the Mediterranean. It's nothing like here. We can get minus 40 sometimes in the winter, not in Toronto because it's on the lake, but there are places in Canada that gets really bad. I've lived in some of them. And I'm sick of the winter, so I want to go to somewhere nice on the beach, and it's time for that next phase of my life. So to answer your question, was it a specific moment? No, but it kind of came together because started, realizing that I can't continue this job, so started looking for something else, the next thing, um, and who knows? I mean, I might be teaching when I move to Spain because I have so much knowledge to give and experience. I have doctorate in foster, but I have PhD in medical sciences. I can actually start teaching and giving back, uh, all that knowledge and experience that I have. So,
Looking forward to the next step then.
yep, big time.
Next question for you is, what is your all-time favorite band and why?
I don't know Pink Floyd, but why? I can't tell you. They were probably part of my teenage years and early 20s when I really, really, really kind of clicked with Pink Floyd's music. Not the old stuff, but I really enjoyed Pink Floyd. And later, Roger Waters, when he split this style of music. Of course, Queen. I mean, come on, Queen's been always there. But if I have to choose one, would definitely be Pink Floyd. I have no particular reason. I just love it. Till today, I can keep listening to their albums. Love it.
Amazing. 3 questions left for you. Let's do it. Hey, Mark, next question is, what is your least favorite chore?
Oh, sure. Now okay, let me admit something. I put the pro in procrastination. So a lot of times, if I have to do something, I just distract myself and go on the computer or start doing something completely different when I don't want to do something. But what is the worst? Let's say reorganizing my closets. That's probably my worst. Because other than that, chores are fine. Cleaning and laundry and dishes, all that stuff, it's just natural. You do it all the time. But as a big thing, trying to get in my closets and fix everything, that's always been a mess. And now, because I'm moving to Spain, you should see that terrible, terrible situation when I got into, when I took everything out of the closets and I had to figure out what I'm taking with me to Spain. So there was a one pile there to pack and then giant pile to donate. And I realized that a lot of the things that I'm donating, some of them were never even worn. I just got them and I never even wore them. So imagine, so I haven't touched my closets for years and years. So probably that's the worst chore, yes.
Do you consider yourself to be more a day or night person?
Day.
Day? Always?
Definitely day. Again, I used to be able to party at night and stuff. Now I'm 10 o'clock, 10:30, off to bed. And then I'm up at 6, 7, go out for a walk with the doggy and the day starts. But yeah, I'm definitely a day person and morning person, not evening, not night.
Okay. 2 questions left. Let's do it. But before the next question, I'm going to ask a question in 2 parts, yeah? The first part of the question is, through your career doing adult content, yeah? Tell me a moment or a situation that you're never going to forget, that you're going to go like, okay, this moment or, that happened to you for some reason, always going to have a special place in your heart. And the other part of the question is, if you could choose anyone in the world to collaborate with you, to do a scene with you, to be in a scene with you, which part that would be and why?
Okay, well, the first part was actually related to that first scene that I ever did. I don't think it's because it was my first scene, but what happened, I don't know if your viewers, maybe it will be too much information for some of your viewers, but essentially I had to do a double penetration.
Okay.
So I had to take those two big guys at the same time, and by big I mean they're penises, not necessarily bodies. And I will never forget that because it was extremely painful for me because I've never done that thing before. And I said, okay, well, let's do it, because I don't know if I was eager to please, to prove to myself or the people that I can do that. I don't know, but it is the most memorable experience after, and I'm talking about 19 years with many scenes and scene partners. This will always be the biggest thing in my memory, because it was hard, it was tough, it was painful, not just for me, for them as well, because they were trying to put some, like a, I don't know, a broom handle through a needle, kind of a thing. It was hard to do. So I would always remember that moment. And I was shaking with pain, and the guy said, "We love that, we love that, we love that." I mean, not my scene partners, but the producers and people who were making the video. They said they love it because they wanted to see that pain and stuff. Obviously, somebody likes to see that kind of stuff. I don't know. I was very new into that whole thing, and in many ways virgin. So the second part of the question, absolutely 100% is Rocco Steele. I met the guy. He's amazing. He's absolutely sweet, sweet man. And it's not because he is super endowed, but he is very, very nice. He looks fantastic, of course. But I always wanted to collaborate with him, and it might happen because he moved to London. He's in Europe for the last few years, so it was hard for us to do it in North America. But now, when I'm moving to Spain, it might happen.
Wow.
I'm really looking forward to it.
So you're already in touch, together, you're already in touch with him.
Yeah, I've been talking to him again. He's a very sweet man. I met him a couple of times, and we are in touch. It's just that never happens.
I see.
It will. Hopefully, it will.
There's another question regarding that. When you look back through your career, there is one lesson that you've learned that you took to your personal life.
How to compare, how to put different things in different perspective. When you're on a set, you have to think about it's a job, so you have to be able to separate things between what you're doing for your job, what you're doing for your personal satisfaction, for your personal life. So when you're doing a porn scene for a studio, it really is a job. You have to think of many things. You have to think of your scene partner. You have to, even if you don't have the connection, you have to pretend that there is a very good connection. You have to, that's part of the acting thing. You have to make it look good for all the viewers. And same thing, if you have just a sex with somebody who you like, that's the separation between the filming a scene being fully a job. You have to take it as a job. You have to do everything based on that understanding that it's a job. It's not there for fun necessarily. Sometimes you can have fun, that's not the point, but it is a job. You have to take it as this, because you have to think of where the camera is, how everything works, where the lights are, angles, if everything can be seen, all that stuff. It's not that easy at some point. But then when in personal life, you have to enjoy the person. You have to give everything to your sex partner, and try to enjoy it both ways. So this kind of probably can transfer to real life, to be able to compartmentalize things that are different, and take it from your job or to things like that, between your job and your personal life. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's a little far-fetched, but it's kind of interesting. Yeah.
I think everything you do in life, you know what I mean, like professionally, there's always, you always bring some knowledge or some experience to your personal life as well. I think there's always something. For sure.
I just never thought about it to crystallize it in my mind, but I'm sure it does. I'm sure, yeah. And vice versa, from personal life to that as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Next question is, which question you don't have an answer for?
I have no idea how long I'm going to live or when I'm going to die. Of course, I don't have answer to that.
As you mentioned that for you, dying, something that bothers you, or is just a matter of life?
Not at all. I've never been afraid of dying, but I'm afraid of getting old and helpless. I'm getting old, but I'm not helpless. I'm in a good shape in my life. I love where I am in my life. That's not the point. I'm afraid of getting frail and helpless at the end of the life. So I'm trying to stay active so I can extend the active longevity. Not to be alive for a long time when I'm, as I said, frail and can't do much, just sitting and vegetating. No, I don't want that. That's what scares me. Yeah.
Ready for the last question? Hey, Marc, last question. Let's do it. The question. So tell me about, let's say, the the biggest difference and the similarity between Alex and Marc, and if they always been the same person?
In many ways, yes, they are. But I keep telling people again, because of that same point that I made earlier, that porn is work. People need to understand that, it's a fantasy that we're creating, right? And it's fantasy for the viewer. They need to be able to involve themselves into that fantasy. So it's not necessarily me. It's kind of alter ego. But you can't separate the two. You just can't separate the two. It's always mix and match. You can't necessarily show, like, I'm very passionate in when I'm in person. You can't really show that all the time in porn set. Passion and that kind of a kissy cuddly thing that I do in personal life, it's not the same. When something it doesn't show us that much passion and being a nice cozy cuddly, in personal life you have more affection, more feelings involved, and in porn, no, but you still have to make it look kind of, it depends on what kind of scene you do. It has to be either raunchy or passionate, but different kind of, different kind of feel. So it depends on what you're doing, what you're trying to portray. Like if I'm dressed all in leather, in leather, and trying to do a scene with, that kind of attitude, it's very different. That's not necessarily me, but I play the role of a master or a daddy or things like that. So it's more of a role play when you're doing porn, and in personal life is different.
Did you ever, Marc, fell in love with anyone doing the, you know what I mean, doing the scene? Or
yes,
you meet a lot of people. Did you ever happen to you?
Yes, it did. My last boyfriend, actually, we met on a set, and we got together after that. So yeah, it did happen to me.
Amazing. You see, Alex always sometimes can somehow be very quick to pick up
Yeah,
some
it comes
pictures.
through. It comes through. I mean, as I said, you can't separate both. It's there. We just, yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. Last question is, when was the last time that cried and why?
I can't remember which one was it, but it was a movie that made me cry. It was very emotional. I just can't remember which one was it. It was probably a couple of months ago, and it did make me cry. But really, I mean, it was very, very emotional, very humane, very something that touched me deep, and made me cry. So I can't tell you exactly which movie it was. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, that was the reason. The last time I cried, yeah.
Do you cry easily, Marc, or not?
No, I used to, but I have things from my past and childhood and teenage years where I cried way too much, and for a long time I thought I cried out all my tears. So it's not easy, but as I said lately, it's not necessarily. It's less when I get hurt, because I try not to get hurt. It's kind of a self-protection that you have to learn how to do, but more of an emotional kind of a thing gets me to cry, like emotion, feelings, things like that can get me crying, but not super easy, no.
Okay. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell me one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking.
Okay.
Let's start with money.
Money, necessity.
Sex.
Ooh, a lot.
I like to say, ooh, a lot.
Okay, a lot.
No, it's okay. One word for family.
Family, complicated.
Life.
Like journey for sure.
One word for love.
Give.
Politics.
Oh, crap.
Religion.
Not for me.
Okay. Fear.
Pointless.
One word for friendship.
Loyalty.
Desire.
Desire. Passion.
Ooh.
Passion.
Regret.
Oh, preventable.
Okay.
I don't live my life with regret, so no. Preventable totally.
Success.
Ongoing.
Wish.
Positive.
One word for happiness.
Happiness. Self.
One word for Toronto.
Expensive. Expensive. Right now, that's the only word I can think of. Expensive.
One word for Canada.
It's great. Great.
Bulgaria. One word.
Beautiful.
One word for massage therapist.
It's a lot of work. Work.
Wow.
Work.
Okay. And the last one now. Adult content creator. One word.
For me, self-therapy. It's not one word, but self-therapy.
I really like the story you shared, Mark, that, through this career, you literally discover yourself. You're literally came out of your shell. And I think that's amazing. It's really amazing. Let's play now, Mark, and the Magic Box. And you can ask me a question. Oh my God, you have a box now. I'd like make some noise for me to record.
I don't have a noise. You have to put a music here. So
amazing. But before you open your box for the question, tell me what's your favorite Bulgarian word?
Well, it's the word for love. It's well, it depends on how you say it, but it's the word for love essentially. It's ubichum.
Wichan.
Ubichum.
Ubicham.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, Mark, you can ask me a question now.
Let's see.
Ooh.
Okay. Who is William?
Oh my God, what a beautiful question. And I'll tell you something now. I reached 1,000 interviews on the show not very long ago, and nobody asked me this question.
Good. So now finally we're gonna see
Wow.
who is William.
Your box is very powerful, your box.
I know, it's silver. It's beautiful.
Who is William? Right. I love the question now. William, it's a person who, back to the childhood, it was a boy who always dreamed a lot. I remember, growing up, I was like 7 years old. I was already asking my dad if I could work. I always had this passion about working, about going after my dreams. As a teenager as well, I always been very independent. I always been very passionate. I'm a Scorpio, my star sign, so very intense, full of energy. Always been this way. I think William is a person who always been very approachable, very lucky as well. I think William is a person who, every single day when he wakes up, every single day, he's grateful for everything, for for the opportunities. He's grateful for the sadness that's gonna happen sometimes. He's grateful for life. He's grateful for friends, for people who cross their lives, his life. He's grateful for people even that he never met before, but he's already grateful for those people who's gonna cross my path in the future that I never met before yet. So I think for me, I think William, it's one of the exercises that he practices every day is about gratitude. He always remember himself about being grateful for everything, not just for the beautiful things, but the sadness as well, for the challenges as well. I think if William wasn't himself, William would love to be himself, because I think it's a great journey of recovery, discovering himself every single day. And William is always happy when he learns something new for the day. Yeah. But in 2020, William became the happiest person in the world when he started doing the Magic Box.
Nice.
Great question, Mark. Great question. William is a roller coaster of going up and down all the time, like full of energy, and again, full of gratitude every single day. That's William.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I love the question. You made me really think about that right now. It really got me thinking now, Mark.
Well, it's good that we get a little bit of glimpse of who you are. I mean, you're interviewing so many people, but we need to know who you are as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'll tell you something now. Thank you very much for taking the time for the interview. Thanks for being so sweet. As soon as when I approached you, you've been really kind with kind words. Being very approachable, and I could feel you're genuine as well. You're genuine about it. That's I could feel straight away. So thank you. Thanks for taking your time. I know I'm so glad actually you're connecting right now because you are literally changing. You start a new journey in your life very soon, and I think it's amazing to see you, full of energy, full of hope, and you just wanted to change. And it's amazing to see someone right now, literally start a new journey. I think it's brave, it's beautiful, you know what I mean, to start. So I'm glad that we connect right now. And I'm just sending a lot of positive vibes for you to start this new journey. It's very inspired to see someone, you know what I mean, you're literally gonna cross the world again. You went all the way far, and now you're gonna go back again to Europe. And that is about life. It's about you, enjoying it, is taking risks, and it's about following your intuition and doing things that so yes, I'm glad that you shared that, because people maybe sometimes watch the interview, they're gonna go like, oh, that's a good thing to do, why I cannot do it as well, you know what I mean? Encourage.
Yeah, a lot of people just sit and talk about it, but just don't do it. And it's not that hard. You just put your mind into it and do it. Yeah, and it's very important. I have this motto I live by, and I wish anybody to be able to do that. Don't do things that you would regret. Live your life with no regrets. And I'm so happy to say that I've been very successful in my life doing that. I don't regret many things because I've never done things that I thought I knew I would regret. So it's very important to live your life so you don't regret it in the future. When that last moment comes, you just should be empty and joyful to where your journey ends, versus full of regret and what could have been or what should have been or why did this instead of that. So try to live your life without regrets.
Totally. I was about to ask you to share a positive quote, but you just left now. Very good one.
Well, it's not a quote, but that's my own motto that I try to live by. I think it's important to anyone because, again, this end will come, and it's important to not have regrets at that moment.
Absolutely. I think regrets is, you just need to see as mistake as a lesson, as a lesson. You know what I mean, to learn.
Absolutely.
It's okay for you to go through it, but don't keep it. Just put it aside. Leave the past, move forward. All of us, we're gonna have those moments, but you just need to. It's okay. Don't hide. Face it. Take the lesson, learn, and after put on the sides, and don't bring it back again. Bring it back again.
Yes. Exactly. That's my point. I mean, we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I'm not talking about that. We'll all make mistakes, but learn from it, and don't keep it as a regret. Don't keep it as something you will feel like it's a bad emotion, bad memory, and things like that. No, just learn and, like as you said, put it aside and keep going.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for the interview, and I'm gonna see you sometime in Europe. We are very close now.
That would be awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me, and it was fun.
Again, good luck on your new journey. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, William. Have a good one.
Good night. Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, First, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.